the evolution of a dance.
Turn it up, feel the beat, get inspired. Every move, every beat, yeah, we here to feel the heat. From the mic to the flow, let the rhythm take control. Feel the fire in your soul, this is Booiaka. Where music, stories, movement come alive. If you're letting it go, then
Hi, Jenny. I am so happy we made it. How was your trip?
It's awesome.
I know you guys are planning retreats and all of that.
Yeah, it was our first international destination retreat. It was also like very fulfilling and kind of intense because we were in the jungle.
I love the way she danced. We had a fantastic experience together with dancers and friends, and we went to see the Michael Jackson movie. After the movie, we stopped to an iconic dancer, and each one of us had a moment. It was a special moment.
Yeah.
It was a special night. Yeah.
It was magical.
Like a roller coaster of emotions. I treasure it.
His music is healing.
Yeah. You were one of the Harajuku girls for Gwen Stefani, and you were Angel, correct?
Yes. Gwen had her first solo album called Love Angel Music Baby. She also had like the clothing brand and fashion line.
She was huge for fashion.
Yeah. And we did two tours. After Gwen Stefani, I came back and then I ended up auditioning for Madonna. I booked the promo tour for Hard Candy.
How is it working with her?
There were very long rehearsals and lots of dancing. Different experience, I feel like, than it was with Gwen.
The dynamic is a little bit different, probably.
There wasn't a lot of girls for the Madonna tour.
Out of so many dancers auditioning, you were one of the 5. We're not talking about like such and such. Madonna.
Yeah.
Do you realize that this is gonna happen? Like, you're gonna take this with you your entire life. I was one of the 5 dancers in Madonna's tour. That's a huge accomplishment.
I guess in the moment, it's hard to take it all in its entirety and how special and big it is actually.
Yeah.
But when I look back, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, you know?
Cool thing. What is missing in a dancer life right now to really have the type of experience that we have, or the type of practice that we had?
Although I think it's great that everyone can have their own platform and you don't need to dance behind an artist, it's just way different now. The training and the discipline and the diligence and the devotion, it's not there.
Yeah. I watched a video of this guy saying, if Michael Jackson was in today's world, would he need an Instagram account? It blew my mind, this thing. The reason why he was so good at marketing himself, like, think about it, he went worldwide with no social media, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
So beyond the talent, the reason why he was so good is because he kept his life mysterious. So it was drawing people in. Now in these days, we are out there with everything we do. So it kind of made me think, and I was like, shall we backtrack?
Yeah.
Is that what we're supposed to do now?
I've always been more of a private person, so
For you, it's easy?
I think it would be nice to kind of pull it back a little bit
Yeah.
because I don't feel like putting everything out there for everyone in the world to see.
Yeah.
The little portion of fame that I experienced, in my dance days, I remember thinking like, if I were to be an artist or singer, I don't think I would want to be famous in America. I want to be able to live normally and not.
Well,
have
that
to
was
hide
the difficult life of a celebrity
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah.
because they never had their privacy. And as a dancer, have you ever felt that your identity was compromised because you were always supporting someone else's brand? Have you ever had that thought? Like, I would love to be, I don't know, Gwen Stefani and have my own perfume or whatever. Or you were just living in the moment as a dancer?
I was just living in the moment. I never thought beyond.
Beyond being a
I
dancer.
never thought beyond that, and I think that's why, like, the transition from dance was so hard because I never really looked beyond what was happening right in front of my face.
Right.
So I ended up touring like a couple years ago in a different role. Like I was a wardrobe. I worked in the wardrobe department as a seamstress.
Well, I see you.
And
stylish, and you learned from the best. Gwen Stefani was an icon for fashion.
She was. But just working in that role and touring in a different department, I'm like, wow, I was so naive as a dancer. Like I had no idea all these different, like all the moving parts and all the different departments and how hard everyone worked. And looking back, I'm like, dang, we could have had it easy as a dancer.
Yeah. I work in the art department, so the costumes are under our department. The wardrobe is the one that works harder. Did you like it?
It was awesome. I mean, it was for Missy Elliott. I got to hear great music every night.
Great
dancing,
fashion,
everything. I got to work with good people. For me, like, the people make or break any job.
You had the chance to meet her?
So I met her briefly, but I didn't get to say like, oh, I danced in your video like 20 years ago.
What video did you dance to?
It was I'm Really Hot.
Yeah. Missy Elliott, Gwen Stefani, Britney Spears, Madonna. With Shakira before too?
Yeah. It was the FIFA World Cup, Women's World Cup.
Okay.
And then we did a concert in Baku, Azerbaijan.
What an incredible career. And if a good audition comes up, would you do
it? Would I go?
Would you go?
Maybe.
How big does it have to be?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know.
Do you think artists has changed and music has changed? Yeah. Let's say old artists, an artist that you haven't haven't auditioned for, that you regret, or that you would want to perform and you never had the chance. Or
I would have loved to perform with Janet Jackson or Michael.
You did a video for Michael Jackson.
I did do a video for Michael Jackson. Sadly, it was after he passed. But it was for his song Hollywood Tonight.
And
so he wasn't in it.
Sophia Patella.
And we had toured together on Madonna, so it was like...
With her?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Her and then the choreographers, Rich and Tone, they were the choreographers for the Madonna tour, so we all kind of got to work together again, a lot of us.
Who is the best choreographer you worked for? That you love to work with this choreographer?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Name two.
That's
I give you
so
two.
hard.
The one that gave you a harder time,
okay,
and the one that gave you the best time in terms of like making it easy for you. That maybe was your style, or maybe was your like what would you say?
Showtime was the choreographer for Gwen.
Okay.
And when he comes around, I still take his class because I just, he does like grooves and, that's the part that I feel like dancers today are missing is like the old school like groove.
I literally just posted a video about just groove, and you find the groove. And in finding the groove, you actually push during the choreography.
It's putting that extra style into...
And you also get familiar, and you improve as you practice it.
Yeah. I loved working with Hi-Hat and Rich and Tone. And because Rich and Tone and Showtime were like the head choreographers for those tours, they brought in other choreographers that were also amazing, like Akamon Joe, Electric Boogaloo. So we learned popping from like the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dope.
That's dope.
When I was a dancer, it was go in person.
Yeah.
And then
you actually continue to do auditions online, and to me, you're taking away the feeling of being in the same room with that energy that everybody are afraid or a little bit intimidated or all of that. This is not my that part. But at the same time, I feel like that builds the bond,
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
You're so on point. But that definitely
That's why I never did it.
Yeah. It is.
I was like,
hard.
I'm gonna build my own brand.
But see, that's great. I admire you for that.
Thank you.
Now, like starting my own brand it's hard.
You see the challenge.
Yeah, that's great. That's your gift. My family came over to America 4 generations ago. I loved being a part of that project because I got to learn more about my culture. I had never been to Japan before that job. I got to learn Japanese culture, and I got to learn about my roots and my heritage and stuff. And then the girls that came over from Japan, it was like a whole mixture of like American culture and Japanese culture,
right.
in such a cool way. Fashion and dance and all the things. So it was highlighted. Whereas like before, the only Asians that were portrayed in Hollywood were like nerdy, stereotypical, like. Do you know what I mean? Like immigrants, like Ram Duck Dong from like 16 Candles. Or
it's like Italians are mafia.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
And so it was kind of cool to be a part of this project that really celebrated the Japanese culture and showed like how cool they are.
Fashion is big in Japan.
Yeah.
I want to know, where is Jenny now? What happened in between that made you say, now it's time for me to... and get into the wellness?
It was a slow transition. I went into production. I went into...
Would you really say that it was a transition? Because I feel like our spirit is always the same. It's just that we evolve spiritually.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to say I transitioned from dancer too, because I don't think I will ever not be a dancer. Maybe for you it's bigger because you used to go straight to auditions and...
like that was my sole income. That was my career.
Yeah.
When I was on tour with Madonna, we had a 4-month break between legs. And my roommate at the time, who was also on the tour, she brought me to a Bikram yoga class. And so I started to practice yoga, and eventually I ended up going through my own teacher training and getting certified to teach. And
you are so good at it. Like you gave a performance at the practice, and I really liked it. It's very similar to the style that I love, because I like when it's dynamic and I need to be a little challenged. You gave me the perfect balance of that. I really, really enjoyed that class.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. I think I've been through so much dance in my life. I started to just like dive deeper into self-enrichment, personal development, healing from different journeys and experiences in my life, that I just realize that there's movement is medicine.
Yeah, that no doubt.
And
no doubt.
Learning that we store emotions in our body, and if we don't move them and shift them out, like they're gonna
shake
get
them out.
stuck. Yeah, and that creates dis-ease in our bodies. I really want to just use dance and movement and everything that I've learned and trained in, because I also became certified in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, which is like your mindset and like reprogramming or creating new neural pathways in your brain. I'm certified to coach.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I love that.
And then I've just the concepts that I've learned, I can also incorporate it into anything. Like
how did you get into that? That's so interesting.
I had a friend, and she went through the program, and I noticed such a change in her. And I was like, this sounds really cool. And I noticed a difference, like a shift in her.
Wow.
And so I actually hit her up, and I was like, hey, I want to go to my passion, or my dream is to do these retreats where we incorporate it.
Oh, well, you started.
Yeah,
that's not a dream. That's
we
a
did
plan.
it. Yeah,
that's already is rolling.
Yeah, you're right.
You just unfolded the red carpet.
Yeah, the women from BTS Army Over 40 fan club, they asked if I would come and be a special guest at their event in LA, because BTS is coming to do 4 shows at SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
And so I will be there at their event, and then I'm also hosting my own BTS themed event, which is like a dance class. And then we have been talking about potentially doing a BTS themed retreat.
Nice. Yeah. I love that. I have a little game, and it's called Book It or Block It.
Okay.
So, audition with no pay listed.
Block it.
Agent who pays a lot but never calls.
Let's block it. What's the point?
TikTok dancers getting major jobs. Book it or block it.
I mean, if they fit the role.
Yeah.
Book it.
Well-paid gig dancing in heels for 8 hours now. Woo! That would be tougher for me now. I used to dance in heels all the time, but now...
Really? I could never. Yeah. I was like, that was not my thing. I would do it, but it was not my comfort zone. I did it for a long
time. I was a boots.
Boots with the fur.
Book it or block it. Heels.
Mm-hmm. Block it.
Yeah. Being recognized only as someone's backup dancer. Would you still book it and continue to be a backup dancer now that you have your own brand? You would have said book it in no time back then, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I would block it probably now.
Block it, yeah. Your
dancing for the rest of my life on tour, or like the rest of my life. That's a long time.
Well, Madonna is still dancing with...
That is true.
A last-minute music video call time at 3 a.m.
Ooh.
First of all, my phone would be on silent.
If it was paid.
Teaching dancers body awareness before choreography.
Book it. Get to know yourself on a deeper level.
I love that. Thank you, JenNikita.com, Booiaka Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.